Hello and welcome back to Rongmar. In today's art lesson, we're taking a first look at Japanese art. Our topic for today is origami. Our want is to understand what origami is and to make some origami pieces of our own. But first, what do you already know about origami? Why don't you make a KWL chart? The K stands for what you already know. The W is what you wonder or what you would like to know, and the L at the end of the lesson you can fill in with some new things you learned. Pause the video and make yourself a small little KWL chart. Well, if you've ever made a fortune teller, or maybe a paper aeroplane, you've already started to experiment with origami. Take a look at these 3 origami pieces. How many pieces of paper do you think were used for the elephant, for the dog, and for the Pikachu? Pause the video and write down an answer. And the second question is, how do you think these pieces are joined together? Did they use tape? Did they use glue? Did they use something else? Pause the video and write down an answer. Well, the cool thing about origami is these pieces are all made from one piece of square paper. No scissors is used, and there is no tape or glue or any type of joining material used. It's all just folded paper. Origami is a hugely popular Japanese craft, but it didn't start in Japan. Let's take a quick little look at the history of origami so that we can better understand it. Not only did the Japanese not invent origami really, they also didn't even invent paper. The Chinese invented paper around 100 years before Christ was born. They also had already started to experiment with folding of paper. Japanese traders saw this incredible invention, paper, and liked what they saw. They traded for the paper and brought it back to Japan. They also brought with them the first ideas of folding paper to make art. There was just one problem though. Paper was unbelievably expensive, so only the very wealthy or the religious could actually afford it. The first origami pieces in Japan were probably made by Buddhist monks who used them in their religious ceremonies as important symbols and offerings. Origami then became very trendy amongst the rich people of Japan. It was considered an elite skill. Paper was so rare and expensive that only the wealthy people could afford to practice the skill. People saw origami as an elegant activity for the rich ladies of the upper class. It wasn't until much later that origami became popular with normal people. One of the most common Japanese origami pieces you'll see is the Japanese crane. In Japanese culture, the crane is a mystical creature, believed to live for 1,000 years. So it's seen as a symbol of good luck and a long life. Traditionally, it's believed that if you can make a group of 1,000 origami cranes held together by strings, you can make a wish that would come true. So, with all that spare time you have, you may as well get working. Origami is still really popular all around the world today. All you need is a square piece of paper and a bit of imagination, and you can make pretty much anything. I think that origami is one of the most incredible forms of art, because you start with something so plain and simple as a white square, and you can turn it into beautiful pieces of art. So now that you know a little bit more about the history of origami, it's now your turn to give it a try yourself. Here's what you're going to need. A flat surface to work on, a few pieces of square paper, a marker or a colouring pencil, and patience. It's probably easiest if you make a small bundle of square pieces of paper at the start. Here's how you can make square pieces of paper out of a normal A4 sheet of paper. First, you're going to fold along the dotted line in picture A. Then you'll have a small rectangle left at the bottom, which you just cut off with a scissors. Make sure when you fold that you line up the edges properly and you fold along the dotted line. Now you've got everything you need to start your origami career. Remember that origami is supposed to be a peaceful and relaxing activity. So when you start to get frustrated, just remember, take a deep breath. It's only paper. So what's your favorite origami piece to make? Do you like paper airplanes? Or are you more of a crane type person? Let me know in the comments down below. So our wall for today was to understand what origami is, and to make some origami pieces of our own. When you're ready, you can try the activities down below. That's all we have time for this week. Until next time, take care.